not PG. But it looks like we are alive, and I'm assuming that we're good to go. Now again, this is a show match, so there's no prize pool up for grabs. It's pretty much pride, it's respect, it's bragging rights. And seeing as Fnatic have been somewhat gutted in their team, I think a lot of people would argue that these two teams are certainly up there as maybe two of the best teams in the world now. Maybe 1 and 2, depending on who you speak to. Obviously, we haven't seen how Fnatic have performed since their changes, or Godsent. But these two have to be right up there. So, I am very curious to see how it's going to work out. Now, what we do know coming into this, although Simple, obviously, in past teams, in past iterations, has been a crazy good AWPer. The guy has so much talent with the weapon. He himself has came out and said that he's not going to be AWPing. It's the second AWPer will be seized. And this has been discussed a couple of times. So I'm not expecting to see Simple pick up the AWP a great deal. I think if you have the two AWPs, it's going to be obviously Guardian and Seas taking that for themselves. But who knows? Maybe in the show match, everything will change. I'd like to think they'll take it semi-seriously and take it as a bit of practice, especially with the changes to coaching and everything that sort of turns on its head, especially for NAVi. I feel like that hit NAVi a lot harder than it did for SK. But here we go. Guardian is going to be trying to hold off on Ivy alongside Simple. And he has landed himself the first frag. He's going to be coming back in for the second one. The tap's not quite on point. And there is the kill coming in for SK. coldzera, in the meanwhile, will be charging onto the site. Going to be looking to plant the bomb. He does have a couple of members of cover. And of course, as soon as they switch to FNX, he gets completely wrecked. coldzera, 1 on 2. It's all on Seas. And with the USP in his hand, has to reload. Oh, I thought it would cost him his life. It's not going to, but coldzera will shut him out to take down the round. And this is where the terror of streaming, casting, and observing all at once will come to fruition. I'm going to miss kills. Feed me your salty tears, guys. I'm looking forward to it. So, SK draw first blood. Also important to mention, this Wild Bootcamp is a best of 2. And there is going to be 3 show matches in total. So today, tomorrow, the day after. So plenty of action coming on up. Taco will open up with the first frag. And he's going to be taking point into the site as well. Looks like Caesar's not long for this world. Down he goes. And control taken of the bomb. Let's switch on board with the CT. So they're going to just be saving. It looks like that could very well be the case. You have 2 Deagles and a Scout. So there's a fair amount of investment into this round. In total, 3.9k. So definitely want to take that round into number 3. And see if they can rinse and repeat. Maybe get some more frags down. Because this one has yielded 0. Make that 1. Now Showtime goes up into heaven. Meets his maker. Fall in the meanwhile is going to put down Edward with the Galil. But Simple is going to have some movement just below him. So he's going to get himself a second frag. Of course, it's unlikely you to move from this position. So you can see that coldzera is laid in away. Let's see how this one comes down. It's going to be coldzera getting the best of Simple and Guardian potentially saving the Scout. In Ivy, goes for the jump shot. Actually, very nearly takes out coldzera. He's down to 27. Oh, okay then. Excellent. How does that even work? Kick for inactivity? I'm specking you scrubs. FML. What is that? How can I get kicked for inactivity as a spec? You're having a laugh. Alright. So, that just happened. I hope that's the last time it happens, otherwise I'm going to get really salty. It seems like we have actually missed a few rounds of kills, at least. As it's going to be on FNX, who has himself the AK. He's being encircled and Flamey lands the headshot. I have no idea how we got to that point, as I was too busy getting wrecked off inactivity or whatever. It looks like other people have the same problem. You can see there that other specs are joining the server, so... Brilliant. I hope that gets fixed. Either way, Showtime into bathroom with the rest of SK. Looks like it's going to be Flamey to hold off for now. But judging from the positions of NAVi, they'll have this one covered by and large. The only maybe slight weakness is on the B site, which is going to have Flamey by himself. And the rest of NAVi are actually stacked on the A site. So if this push comes through right here, right now, Flamey's going to have to get a bucket full of frags to stop this bomb from going down. There's the first one. He has spotted a few more feet. Second frag for Flamey. Very well played. And this could actually buy up enough time for the rest of NAVi to go in and lock this down. Nice up shot for Seized. And, well, there you have it. 2-2. After a shaky round for the CTs, they do pull it back. And that's going to rip the economy of SK. About 2,000 just below for the majority of them. There'll be a couple P250s and not much else into this round. So very good play from Flamey. Pretty much single-handedly keeping that dream and that round alive. I'm now nervous I'm going to get kicked again. So a similar situation, but this time it's going to be Seized with the second AWP. As we called before, this would be likely. Guardian has kept his scout intact. In actual fact, he's going to see a lot of action here. Gets tagged up, has to relocate. He does have a couple more CTs and more buddies to his left and right, so they can try and hold this off together. And he just gets completely decimated by Taco on the drive-by. He's not able to get himself the weapon as a result. There's just too many players around there. coldzera in the meanwhile still in Ivy. Be pushing through the smoke, and he is going to find himself picked off from Flamey. He's now looking towards Top Dog. And there we have it. NAVi take a 3-2 lead. SK were on eco. They have a decision to make here. They could go for a buy. It wouldn't be a fantastic one. Have some AKs, but a lack of nades, especially for coldzera, who's on 3.8k. So instead he goes for the deagle. Does make sense. Sacrificing the AK firepower for the extra grenades. In actual fact, he's the only player that has a molly. So pretty important. Of course, that deagle has the one-tap potential. Nades being exchanged into Team A, but by and large, nothing really traded off. Just 5 health lost for FNX, but he's going to be all good. Simple scurrying, lurking in the shadows, but nothing forthcoming for SK as of yet. Again, pretty standard stuff on the T side of train. They're not going for any fast executes. They're just trying to peer and see if they can peek and find the gap in the armor, which they can exploit. And it is simple from the green train, who has rained down. He's going to be playing a bit more aggressively into the firing line of coldzera. Lands the one tap and actually decides to back away. Gets given the AK-47 from Showtime, I believe that was. He's in Team A, and yeah, absolutely. He's down to 46 anyway. And coldzera's one of the best players in the entire world, so obviously you want to give him as much firepower as you possibly can. In the meanwhile, though, Flamey goes pretty big with the M4, keeps the player advantage in the side of NAVi. With 2 AWPs, though, if the smoke does land in the correct position over on B, this could be a bit of a sticky situation still for NAVi. And they only have 3 flashes to play with at this point in the round, so that's going to be in the back of their mind. I was about to say that Taco is lurking around the back, and he's picked himself up 2 frags. Just like that, it goes from a 4-on-3 to a 3-on-2 in favour of the terrorists, and there was 0 communication there from NAVi. They had no idea what was happening behind them. Taco pulls the trigger. And it looks like NAVi will just be saving. So, it really felt like NAVi were in prime position to take the round for themselves, but not the case. Bruh. Yeah, I'm casting while observing, guys, which I've done like twice before in my life, so if the observing is a bit sketchy, I do apologize, but I was not expecting to be doing this. So I'll do my best. If my best's not good enough, my bad. 3 apiece. All even. Both teams have a very healthy dosage of weapons and grenades. So no outright advantage as of yet. SK have done this quite a few times at this point. I like this from NAVi. Trying something aggressive. Of course, as soon as I switch, Fallen gets the kill. Standard. Guardian, though, I'm going to keep on board with him, as there is Showtime who's up there. I'll just show you from his perspective. Plus, Fallen is going to be coming round the corner with his AWP, so he could meet Guardian one-on-one up on the long side. But Guardian is still just hiding behind the dumpster. Fallen's spidey senses were tingling for a few moments there. You could see that he thought maybe there'd be a player up. Guardian then goes to the peak onto Showtime and lands the frag, and that's going to be a faceplant moment for SK as they start to congregate just outside of the box halls. The thing is, though, you can't necessarily go for a fast execute considering you've got 2 AWPs in your hands. It's going to take a lot of prowess from FNX or Taco to land the entries. And with 38 seconds left, they're going to have to get a move on. They still have 2 Molotovs. And they've still got a few smokes at their disposal as well. Meanwhile, Guardian has picked off Fallen, but that's not really in the thick of the action. The bomb is still maneuvering its way, slowly but surely, towards the B site. There is a double stack here. Edward is in the prime position to frag, but he actually gets taken down from Taco, and now this site is being taken. And coldzera lands the AWP shot onto Flamey, who was on the site itself and looked like he would be odds-on favourite to take the round back. But no, SK will secure it for themselves. Guardian is going to give up. And without a defuse kit, can totally understand why. 3-on-1, really no hope. As good as he is. Let's have a look who the movers are so far. Taco, 8-0-4. Very nicely done by him thus far in the game. 7s for Flamey and Seized. Everyone chiming in for frags. That's what you love to see. But SK are going to take the lead on the T side of train. And NAVi's economy is in a decent enough place to drop. You've got 8.9k on Edward. Guardian can drop, of course, after saving his AWP. So it will be another buy, another healthy one at that. What happened to Fur? Is he vac banned? Not quite, mate. He's got a few issues with his ear. So he is currently on the bench. That's why Showtime is playing instead. Now, Edward could be in action in a few moments from the aforementioned Showtime. The MP7, very powerful in this kind of range, but Edward's crosshair on point. Perfect crosshair placement, head height. Showtime stood no chance. A pretty key frag at that, because if Edward goes down, A could very well be encircled from T main and Ivy side. You can see up here, currently it's FNX who is trying to be the pesky terrorist. Bomb in the hands of a very capable Fallen. And once again, B looks to be the site, for now, that SK are opting for. Of course, they can very well fake this. They could stall it a little while longer. That's not going to happen, and now it's up to Flamey to just hold this one off by himself. We've seen him do it before. He did do significant damage to coldzera, who is down to just 2 health. But it's down to this man, Seized. What can he get done with the AWP? He's going to throw the incendiary. If coldzera's not careful, he will burn alive. And there we go. He is going to die. I think he was hoping it would just be a bit too deep. It wouldn't bother him. Meanwhile, the other AWP, Fallen, has chimed in to Guardian. 30 seconds left. Bomb still not planted, but it is maneuvering its way to the site. Taco's going for the plan, and here comes Seized through the shadows. He is stabbing away, but will not land anything today. Beautiful no-scope on to FNX. He tried one earlier onto the bomb itself. And now Taco comes in. Seized is still in a good position to strike, but it's actually going to be Edward that saves his life, and now it's all down to Taco, and he will get picked off from Edward with the M4. NAVi somehow crawl their way to the round win, but that was looking so sketchy. Anyone's round really up until the end. Beautiful no-scope though. Very well played by Seed. A full house of frags as well. Edward with 3, Seeds with 2. Now the double AWPs keep going forwards. Coldzera, solid spawn, aggro into Pop Dog. I'm curious if he's going to go for the peak. He absolutely will do. He has spotted the shoulders have seized. That call definitely will be coming out, but decides better of the engagement. Could be multiple angles for him to try and cover off from. So just playing the smart game instead. Will get rewarded for his efforts. Meanwhile, Guardian was the player who'd pushed up Ivy and did get the up frag just beforehand. So the equalizing kill overall from Coldzera. And now Guardian's going to be flashing. Beautiful flash into the face of two members of SK in Team A. This allows him to get into position with the AWP. Doesn't fire off as he realised his reaction speed wasn't quite quick enough to land it. Didn't want to give his position away. And this is now let him relocate into an aggressive forward position. A lot of AWPers will just sit back on the likes of Ivy and just wait, use the long range to their advantage. But Guardian has such incredible potency with this weapon. He's able to land the frag and, more importantly, escape for his team. You can see the barrel of the AWP sticking through. Fallen is not long for this world. You assume he's going to go down, and Guardian will do just that with authority, leaving Coldzera in a 1-3. There's time to play with, but he has no utility whatsoever. And he's coming out the bottleneck of Pop Dog. His chances somewhere between slim and none. He's hoping. He can hear footsteps to his right-hand side around connector, but he probably wouldn't expect the double stack. And even if he did, what does he do from this point? Typically, you want to pop flash your way out, maybe throw a smoke around E-box and play the mind games with the CTs, but there's no hope, so instead he's just going to go for the save. With 7 seconds left, wants to make sure he stays alive, keeps the AK going forward into the next round. The funds of SK is far from ideal, so that AK will give them a bit of power and potency into round number 10. And that's all they're going to have to play with. Now, do they go for pistols behind this, or do they tap out completely? Looks like we can have a few P250s, but not much else. You can see here the sprees of 3 in 2 rounds. Neither team has really taken a big chunk out of the other one. It's been back and forth throughout. Mag 7 for simple. And they actually do decide very late on to go for the full buy, the force buy, I should say, behind the AK. High risk, high reward. They lose this, they're going to be struggling quite a bit. But Coldzera, in the meanwhile, is going to start to burn alive. They're staying on board with him as he has the AK-47. But now it's Edward that's going to be spammed down. Fortunately for him, Flamey was in the right position at the right time. And now it's all on FNX as Coldzera bites the dust. He did at least take a token kill down with him, but it's a consolation and not much else. And now FNX nearly finds himself in an identical position to Coldzera. Only downside is he doesn't have the AK. But another 1-3. Bomb out on a site. And he will bite the dust. NAVi take the 2-round lead once again. Very even fragging as well across the board. Couple 9s, couple 8s for NAVi. Couple 9s and 8s, I should say, for SK. Taco 9, Coldzera on 8s. FNX, though, is going to have to step things up. 2 kills not good enough right now for SK, and they started pretty solidly. At one point, they're actually leading on this half 4-3. But since then, it has been 3 rounds on the bounce for the defenders. And now, as a result of their force buy, they are on P250s and a couple of Deagles and not much else. And this should be a complete bloodbath. The P250 headshot for Fallen, though, is going to connect. And a second one for Fallen, keeping this round interesting. The bomb's been dropped, though, but he has got an AWP. So maybe he can inflict a bit more damage, a bit more pain onto NAVi. The issue is that he's got a player right next to him as he lands the no-scope. He's going to be walking into the crosshair. Simple, who will put him down. But man, oh man, NAVi, considering that was pretty much pistols and nothing else, they ate 3 casualties. And that's far too close for comfort. The good news for them, though, as they have won 4 in a row, some of those have been very convincing victories with 3 or 4 members alive. They have enough funds to dip into without any real issues. So his casualties aren't going to cost them too much. Again, we're seeing an aggressive play in Ivy, with Flamey holding the close angle, Guardian watching the back. The flashbang is going to deter Guardian just for a second, but again, it's Flamey who could be the key man. If Guardian has to back away, Flamey should be getting himself at least 1 frag, or maybe he won't be required, because Guardian, once again, no surprises, is going to be landing those quick shots. The second as well onto Taco, who could do nothing about it. And SK have their early rounds ripped away from them. They have to relocate, try and transition together. Looks like Vauxhall's onto B will be the play of choice. It is the easier of the sites to plant on. You can explode out. Just a couple of smokes are required. You can see one of them there from Fallen, blocks off from Connector in the backside of the site, but it's now going to be Simple who's taking the position that we saw Flaming a couple of times, but Fallen is up to the task. The problem is, though, that Edward is too. Double spray down for him onto Fallen and Coldzera, and NAVi now starting to extend a very scary lead. 5 rounds in a row, up 4 rounds. SK back onto a bargain bucket buy-up. Fallen has a scout, pistols, really nothing else, and still the woes continue from both FNX and Showtime. We're just seeing a much more even spread of frags on the side of NAVi at this point. I wonder if we'll see that remain the case when the roles are reversed and they have to go through onto the T side. Out comes Fallen. Hyper-aggressive, what a shot onto Simple! Get wrecked! Partially through the wall, into the head. Down goes Simple. Fallen, you are a beautiful man. Taco, in the meanwhile, chilling in Ivy. Could that shot be the difference maker? Could that give SK a second gust of wind? The inspiration they need. Taco up on Ivy. We'll get the better of Guardian. We saw him before. He's just hiding behind the Ivy box. Now Flamey, how good is your hold? 1 kill has gone his way, but he's on 19 health and he's being aggressed on. Second frag goes his way. That could, again, be more than enough. It is a 3-on-2, but the weapon's certainly favouring the CTs in this confrontation. And AK should be golden, and Edward is snaking his way down. Cue the Jaws music. They're going to line up for him first frag, and a second one at that. And now it's on Taco. The man who got the frag in Ivy before will give a general idea for NAVi where he'll be transitioning from. And they have reacted accordingly. SK are getting opportunities. They are getting that bomb planted. But the retakes are too strong. Godwood. I like it, I like it. Currently on 12 and 5. Flamey 13 and 8. Look at that kill spread. Only 5 between the top and the bottom. Impressive. Looks like Ivy is going to be the area of choice, at least for Taco and FNX. I want to see if these guys are going to burst through, if they're going to play this one slow and steady. They are attracting both Simple and Guardian to this position at this point, so this is making some of the defenses a little bit more thin, but it's Flamey again. He's already picked up 1 kill, and he's challenging Coldzera, who has the AWP. If Coldzera misses a shot, he will be a dead man, but fortunately for him, he's too fast on the trigger. And now we can see the CTs clumping together, just trying to watch each other's backs, but they're getting picked off one by one, dropping like flies. Simple in a 1-on-4. We know what this guy's capable of. He's going to have the benefit of the surprise onto Fallen, but now his position is compromised in 3 separate locations. You can even see at the minimap, the noose is being tightened around him. It's FNX that will get the final hit. And he had a pretty solid round there. So, decent rounds for SK. If they can pick up a 6th, they're right back in this. To be fair, even if they have 5 rounds going through into the second half, I don't think that's a bridge too far by any stretch of the imagination. That second pistol round will be of utmost importance to SK. Let's see what they have in store for this final round of the first half of the first map. Hyper aggression by Seized. He was thinking about it. Of course, the switch to him and Guardian gets the frag. Edward's down to 1 health, so the 1 HP dream is still alive and well. Taco could come head to head with Seized, so I'm actually going to take it on board with Seized, because there could be a couple players that move into his crosshairs. The first of which will be Taco, more than likely. Coldzera will be flashing out. There's the first kill. Just backs away, not going to be double peeking. Intelligent play, especially when you've already lost 1 player in this round, and Fallen, in the meanwhile, has put down Guardian, so he will get the kill to his opposite number once again. Oh, Coldzera, what a shot that is from the perspective of Seized. He didn't know what hit him. Let's get sledgehammered. And now, the worrying sign for NAVi is that one of their players that got tagged right off the get-go Edward has been put down. So now they trail by a player. Flamey is the next to fall, peeking into Team main. And at least Simple in another clutch scenario. Only the one flashbang to play with. He's already expended all of his utility. He'll be bursting out, accompanying the flashbang. Going for the spray. Not going to connect, and Fallen will round up the first half at a 9-6 scoreline. Guys, I want to see your predictions in chat. Who reckons NAVi's going to win? Who reckons SK's going to win? Give me a prediction. So which team you think's going to win and the scoreline. I'm just curious. I'll keep half an eye on there. Who's the caster? I'm Natus. How are you doing? And yes, I'm observing. And yes, it's trash. I am aware of these things, boys. There's an issue with GoTV, so I went directly into the stream, into the server, pardon me, to make sure there was no more delays. 16-14 to NAVi. 16-6 NAVi. Alright, mate. What's they going to win every round on T-side? Not sure I'm sold on that, bro. So, bomb dropped towards the T-spawn. Declaration of intent for NAVi. They're not going to be going for any bursty aggressions just yet. It's going to be more of a split and pick. Vincere is under heavy fire. Only 18 health, though, so negligible damage. No issues for him. No real information gathered for either side, to be honest. If this is towards 25-30 seconds, then yes, absolutely. But there's so much time, NAVi can easily wrap themselves back around towards the B site, which is looking likely. And Taco is laid in wait. It could also be a pop dog hit. But Taco's position is vital. He needs at least one kill, you have to feel. He's not going to get it, although his crosshair, to be fair to him, was incredibly close. On another day, that could have been 2 frags. Instead, though, SK are going to start to fall down pretty heavily and pretty fast. And that's now going to leave FNX trying to tap long range. Down he goes, and it's all on Fallen. The guy with the golden aim with an AWP. He's also pretty handy when it comes to pistols, but 4 kills, that's asking a lot. He's already eating a bit of damage. First frag goes his way, but Seized will return with the Glock. And if Seized didn't, then it would have been Edward who ran past him towards connector anyway. So I said the second pistol round was important, and SK have came out second best. So maybe that 16-6 prediction that someone said in chat could come true. I'm absolutely certain SK will get at least 1 CT round, but I don't know, man. Could have some clairvoyant people in chat. So SK do go for a bit of a force. A couple of players haven't, of course, as they can get AWPs that much sooner down the line. Double player stack out of team main. He is going to find Cold Zero, who's got the CZ. And even though Edward's got the first frag, we expect Cold Zero to pick this one up, but actually just knocked him down to 8 health. And then meanwhile, Cease has been tagged as well. We're going to keep it with Cold Zero because he could be the difference maker. If he can get this kill onto Guardian, that is massive, but he doesn't even lose that much health. He's still somehow alive. Simple is the next player to step up to the plate, and he will get himself the kill and trade up for the AK. So for all of the toing and froing and the confrontation, NAVi still in a pretty decent position. I was going to say firmly in command with the weapon advantage, but look at C's health. He's only a bullet away from death to one of the 5.7s or the scout. This is still up in the air. Meanwhile, Flamey is using this opportunity to flank round the side of Ivy. So, double-pronged attack. C's with 12 health is just waiting. I assume that's just outside of Pop Dog for a potential exit frag. Hoping the CTs over-rotate, look for information. 30 seconds left. It is going to be the full-on A play. They simply have no other choice. And there is FNX lands the frag. And it could come down to Seized. It absolutely will. The 12 HP wielding Seized has to clutch a 1v2 in 15 seconds. And even though the bomb is dropped, quite fortunately for him, the 2 CTs are wrapping themselves around. And it's going to be FNX. He actually whiffs the shot. So 5 seconds now. Seized can't get the bomb planted. So he's desperately looking for the final player. It's not going to happen for him. And SK have pulled off the win somehow in a 3-on-3 against AKs. Seized will retain his AK, but it's just a drop in the ocean. That'll be bitterly disappointing for NAVi. That was their chance to start leapfrogging up towards the 16-round mark. And they trip over their shoelace and face plant in the dirt. You can see the desperation at the end for C's, not really knowing where the bomb may be. So there's a smoke down here, not expecting any action for now. Fallen in the meanwhile does get the tap onto Guardian. So another good start for the Brazilians. See, he's going to be peering out of Pop Dog once again from FNX to his right-hand side. Fallen to his left-hand side. And this is the 1AK as well in the hands of NAVi. So C's is going to have to get some work done. I feel like he's going to have to pick up at least one frag. Maybe a Simple just chimes in with the AK. The Deagle one tap, I should say. I'm saying AK because C's in the meanwhile has got the spray down. Then maybe that's going to be enough for them as well. So now let's see how the CT is going to react to this one. Showtime is still sticking on the B site for now. He now decides to come through connector, but Taco's been smoked off. Let's jump on board with Cold Zero. What can he get done? In the meanwhile, Taco does get picked up through the smoke. As Cold Zero is joined by his partner in crime, Showtime, who is now the last remaining CT. The MP7 is good for at least one kill. And with 2 players injured, I was saying maybe, just maybe, there was a glimmer of hope. Long range though, MP7 against M4, there's only going to be one winner. So NAVi do it. With Deagles, with an AK-47, they somehow convert the round and force SK back into a horrendous position and Simple. Tell me you don't have the Neon Revolution, bro. That skin looks like it was made for the Joker, mate. Jesus. It's rough. I don't know. That would give me a migraine if I played with that skin. Fast play. No cares given. No fear had today for NAVi. They know they're up against an eco. They know it should just be a battering, and so far it has been. Showtime, P250. Sight trained onto Catwalk, but P250 against AK, no chance. 12-7. You like it? IMAPs, fair play if you like it, but for me personally, it's horrific. I'm not a fan. So it will be another poor round on the side of SK. CZ's, P250, 5-7, just the one flashbang. Is this maybe a declaration of a hyper-aggressive play? So far, no. And additionally, to add salt in the wounds, NAVi are going to rinse and repeat from the last round where they just played hyper-aggressive. Taco is the man that maybe can pull something off. Showtime with a 5-7 though. I just saw him on the radar. Thinking, what the hell's going on? No one's checked the spot. Taco's going to get the frag up to 6. He turns around as the bomb's out. He's like, hold on a second. Is that? Oh, I'm dead. Well, crap. CZ now. Can't get the kill. Fallen desperate for the M4. We'll pick it up. Now, that's a sexy weapon. Desolate space. Yes. Give me some of that. Fallen battling against the elements, battling against Aim Punch and 2 players, and Guardian's Orb is more than a match. And look at this kill spread. I've said this a couple of times. NAVi have 3 kills between Flamey, who's top, and Simple, who's bottom. You very rarely see that in Counter-Strike. That is a team effort and a half. Everybody pulling their weight. Everybody has more kills than deaths. Whereas you look at SK, no one has more kills than deaths, and there's a kill spread of 9 between Fallen and Showtime. Pretty crazy stuff. Double AWP. This is the reason we've seen the last 2 week rounds. They have hinged everything on this SK. If this goes wrong, they are a foot out of train and will be progressing through to Dust 2. Nade lands. Flamey eats the bulk of the damage down to 55. Guardian, negligible damage. He's going to be peeking first into Cold Zero, who has an AWP. It's a battle of the AWPs, and of course Guardian comes out ahead. That's a crucial pick. And just when SK were thinking things were going pretty bad, it's just got a whole lot worse. Fallen's being flashed. A snowstorm descends upon him, and he's also got a carpet of fire to contend with, so he's going to try and skate his way out of there. He does successfully for now, but this does give up Ivy control, which is going to give at least 2 more avenues of assault for the terrorists. In the meanwhile, Showtime is trying to batten down the hatch with the M4, but the problem is, he's got 2 players going to be trying to shoot at him, and he's at head height, so just his head is peeking out. One bullet that connects is pretty much him a dead man, and Well, just like that, SK's big round they're building towards has crumbled very quickly. FNX up in heaven. Can hear the bomb being planted. It's good for the first frag and the second, but the strength in numbers. And SK just slapping, getting slapped I should say, from NAVi pretty hard. Taco could have this kill onto Guardian. Oh, rip. And for me, that pretty much is the beginning of the end. SK are going to have very poor economy this round. If they want to save up to the last one, they're going to be putting all their marbles into a pretty sick comeback. And Taco's already gone for that Mag 7 alongside coldzera. So it's going to be a lackluster buy this round. They will have enough to buy in the next one, but nothing too spectacular. And this likely will be hyper aggression. It's going to be falling from the backside, but I'm more interested in Taco because he's going to see action right here, right now with the Mag 7. What can he get done? Misses the first shot. Does land the second one. Fallen going around from the backside. And Taco actually does dink on towards Guardian, who's down to 22. Gets finished off by Taco. And after a buy round that went horribly wrong, it's the Mag 7 aggression that could be what tips the balance in SK's favour. Seized. Has a lot of work ahead of him, you have to feel, from Team 8. Right now he's by himself. They could have a cheeky playthrough Pop Dog from Flamey or Simple, but both of them so far are just standing fast. And coldzera, you can hear the movement. He's playing this to perfection. Seized on the site, has picked up the kill, but how is coldzera going to play this? Is he going to go for the return frag, or is he going to wait? He can hear the movement. Simple has the bomb as well, so if this frag goes down, not only will it be a kill, what's happening? coldzera, finish him off, for Christ's sake! He goes down, and I've got to say, a lot of that was just incredibly unlucky. I was sure that Simple was a dead man. On 3 health, he somehow slithers by, and now Taco, who's already picked up 3 kills, has to clutch and ace this round. He has no armor behind him, but Simple has an AWP, so it's not necessarily going to matter a great deal. Simple's given his position away by missing that shot. But the info, the vital information, comes through. Simple with another miss. Will third time be a charm, or will C step in? Probably not going to expect both players from connector side. And Simple's doing a great job of just keeping Taco busy. There is the kill. Seized. Hello? It seems like it's not going to matter. Taco has no kit. He's going to run out of time anyway. What a strange round of Counter-Strike as everybody dies at the end from the explosion. C's moves 20 for 9. So, triple AWPs. Guardian with 1, CTs with 2. Now, what really yielded the results last round was very aggressive plays from Taco, and they went for it again. My apologies for missing that, guys. I'm trash at observing, but I should have picked that one up. Fallen went for the peek. If you didn't see it on box halls, and he got picked off from Guardian. That's a pretty key kill, an integral part of the defense machine for SK. Is dead and buried. Confrontation up Ivy, although Smoke is pretty much going to stop that dead in its tracks. Simple still thinking about maybe pushing through onto ramp. Smoke in his face, however, so he's not going to do it just for now. Now the smoke is cleared. And both teams showing a bit of interest. This tackle goes for a peek. I was not expecting that. Simple still in ramp. Gets picked off. And now coldzera's his turn to peek in with the AWP and get himself a kill. So just across the board, these cheeky peeks are working out fantastically for SK. The first one went against them, but the next two paying off dividends. But can they convert this? We've seen them in 4v3s before and failed to pull the trigger and failed to clutch. FNX just sees the smoke go past his eyes and he's in perfect position to hold this down by himself. 2 frags, looking for a third, and there it is. Connects a third. 3 consecutive frags will give SK an 8th round. So sorry to whoever said it would be 16-6. You are wrong, sir. But NAVi aren't far from it. Yeah, I need to get sent on an observing seminar for bullying the viewers into trash observing. One day I'll get my casting, streaming, observing game on point. Hello? What? coldzera just... Okay. I'm definitely booking myself into one. So once again, the early peak is going to open up the round. This time it's kind to SK. Last time not so much. So Fallen's still alive. Guardian goes for the peak, but in all honesty, I thought FNX may actually have the Avenged Frag. Guardian didn't go for any further a peak though, so he's going to keep himself alive for now. Seized is joined by two of his brothers in arms up in box halls, but Taco is lurking. Now, Flashbang connects. That could very well stop him from pushing for now. And even though Fallen has got a kill elsewhere on the map, this is really where it counts. This confrontation in box halls means everything, and it's gone the way of NAVi for now. But now, the revenge frags are raining in. coldzera lands the long-range op shot. What a shot from Edward. Keeps the dream alive for now, but now the bomb is going to get planted. C's going for it. Has decent position. The smoke is keeping the fast push at bay for now. He actually goes in for the double scope and very nearly lands the shot. There it is. Into the forehead of FNX, leaving it all on the AWP battle. Fallen, seized. Who is going to get the frag? This could be the map done and dusted. Fallen does have a kit, but the AK's been picked up, and there's the spray down. NAVi will take it 16-8. SK tried their best to get back into this map, but the damage was already done. It lost the second pistol, and NAVi went on a tear.